Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how we were able to add an additional gas line so we can connect our gas range. Before, we only had the option for electrical, but now we're going to have for both. Please stay tuned and continue watching until the end so you won't miss out on any details of how you can do this. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we used to use an electric range, but we were having quite a bit of issues with it. I actually had to replace the coil burners one time, and then afterwards, it was releasing a really bad odor. So we decided to just get rid of it and go with a gas option. The only thing is, if you notice back here, we only had the supply line for the 220 or the 240 electrical wire, so I did not have the gas line or the outlet so we can connect a gas range. So what we're gonna do is we took out this electrical range, and I was able to purchase this other gas range that we're gonna be installing here today. The way how we're gonna do this is we're gonna have to run a brand new gas line through the bottom of our crawl space, which I'll show you how we did that here in a little bit. And also, those units, it has an electrical hookup. It's just a 110 volt, so we're gonna add an additional outlet so we can hook it up for the electrical component. But this is the gas supply line that's coming out of the stove. We're gonna connect a 1/2 inch threaded coupler that's gonna connect this hose that you see right here coming out of the gas range. It's gonna connect this hose with that shutoff valve, and this old electrical wire, we're just gonna cut it and cap it and just put it into the box, the electrical box, and we're just gonna close it off and leave it like that for now. Now, if I wanted to, I could have just put in an outlet, like a 220 volt or 240 volt outlet here, but since there's so many different hookups and connections, we're just gonna leave it like this. And if we decide to ever switch back to electrical, then we can just simply add whatever outlet will fit the hookup, or whatever future owner, if they want to put a electric range, they can just put in the outlet later. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like that. And for the gas line, we're actually gonna run it down through the floor to the bottom. Like right here, we already made the hole, and we put in this galvanized pipe that's gonna go straight down into the crawl space. For the electrical component, we're gonna get power from this existing GFCI switch. Now, this is pretty easy and simple. All you gotta do is take it apart. Now, make sure before you do any of this work that you turn off the breaker, and also that you turn off the gas. Especially with this kind of stuff, it's very dangerous if you don't turn it off, if you don't know how to work with it properly. You want to be very careful working around all of this kind of work. Now, we made a hole down here that's gonna be for our new outlet box, and we also pierced a hole through the framing, and we're basically gonna feed this wire through that 2x4 in the wall, and we brought it down there. So we're gonna hook it up very straightforward. We're just gonna put the positive with the positive, the negative with the negative, and the ground with the ground. We're just gonna match the existing connection on this GFCI outlet, and this is what's gonna give power to our outlet that's gonna be behind the range, basically an additional outlet. So once you connect everything on this one, you can go ahead and put it back in there, put the plate, and this is ready to go. Then on the bottom, we're gonna be doing the same thing, but with a brand new outlet. So you just wanna open up this wire. You have your positive, your negative, and you have your ground. You just put those into the proper connections. Then you can put this into the wall, and you're good to go. So that's all that is needed for the electrical part. Now we're gonna get down here into the crawl space. This was quite challenging. we were literally like military men, just like, you know, getting through all these obstacles. But thankfully we got all the way through. The gas line that we're gonna be running, it's a stretch of approximately 25 feet, and we're just gonna be using the typical 1/2-inch galvanized metal pipe like the one you see right here. This is exactly what we're gonna be installing. Now this is that galvanized pipe that's coming down from the kitchen. It's just basically shooting straight down, and then there at the bottom where it has the thread, we're gonna put in a 90, and that 90 is gonna connect to the line that's gonna run all the way across the crawl space. Now here we are on the other end. This is where the existing gas line was going through the house. In your case, it will vary because every house is made differently, and the contractors, they ran the gas lines in different ways. In our case, we found this was the location where they ran it before. They had actually an existing T that you see right up there. We disconnected the connection that goes to the outside, and we're just gonna add an additional T to bring the line towards the kitchen. So that's what we're doing right here. We have the threaded coupler. We're putting the paste that is specially designed for this kind of a pipe in between the joints. It helps to seal everything. And once you put that, you want to make sure you tighten it up very, very tight. And at the very end, once you're done connecting all of this, we do like a test to make sure there's no leaks. And the way how you test it is you just want to put some soap water in a bottle, and you spray it in all the joints, and you just make sure there's no bubbles coming out or nothing, no movement. If you see like bubbles coming out or stuff, then you know that you have a leak, and you have to tighten it up or make sure that it's sealed before leaving it, because that you don't want any, especially with gas, you know, leaking. So right there we added that additional T, and we're going ahead and putting in this 1/2-inch threaded galvanized pipe right into that other end of the T. And this is what's gonna run all along the length of the crawl space to that other line that we brought it down. So this is gonna be huge. If you do a project like this, it's gonna help to increase the value of your property, because not only yourself but any future owners, they're gonna be able to have the option of choosing whether they want to use a electrical range or a gas range. Now in between these connections right here, we're just gonna add a coupler, a threaded coupler with the paste, and that's what's gonna connect them until we get all the way over here where we have the line coming down. Then at this point, we're just gonna put a 90 connected up, and then on the other side at the top, we have the shutoff valve, and that's what you see right there with that yellow shutoff. So you can easily, if you in the future, if you want to do any repairs or if you need to do anything, you just turn it off right there, and you can disconnect it, and you can even, like, you know, swap out the unit or do whatever. So once we installed everything, verified there's no leaks, now we were able to put in the range exactly in the position. And we waited up until the very end before we turn on, you know, we turn the gas back on. And the electrical, it's already on there. It's, you know, working perfectly. So here it is. Now we have the option of gas range and or electrical. So we hope you like this video. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and activate the notification bell, so that way you won't miss out on any videos that I'm going to be uploading every single week. In the description below, I'm going to be leaving several links with materials and tools that we recommend for doing this kind of work. Thanks for watching. May God bless you, and I'll see you on the next project.